But my basic impression of the fourth grade year was we were learning without really knowing we were learning.
Learning without learning.
It was fun, and you don't usually connect fun with learning.
I'm on the swim team now, and it's not always really easy because you really have to push yourself. And this kind of taught me that the reward is only as big as your effort.
How did you feel having like people like Mr. Ritchie, Mr. Cassell, all the people from the community involved in your project? Did that affect your learning or how you felt in any way?
I took more interest in my work because I felt like not just you and Miss O'Hara and the other kids in the class cared about what we did, but a lot of people in the community, like we had the company and people bought shares, a lot of people did that, and that showed that they were willing to support what we were doing, and because like a lot of the community was supporting, I felt like it was important to do a good job so we could show them that we really did care about what we were doing.
It seemed like we just didn't have to do the work to do it, and for people to like just to get a grade and to get graded on it. We did it because like people wanted us to learn, people wanted us to know these things. They like cared what was going to happen when we got older.
Now in 6th grade, like let's take math for example. The teacher will say, okay, this is how you do this. You go like this and this and this. Here's a worksheet. Any questions? And we never get a chance to figure it out on our own. She just tells us what to do. But with you would kind of say, here, look at this, and then you'd ask a question about it and kind of give us a chance to figure it out on our own and stuff.
Amanda too was saying that she felt she was doing the work for the teacher, and even though she was the one doing the work, it was really for the teacher, not for herself. And like in 4th grade, we really were doing it for ourselves because we wanted to make these desks and these chairs, and it was for ourselves and not just because you wanted to see us do it.
Right.
And that, I think, made it more fun for us, and so we were more willing to do it, and we did it better.
What allowed you to feel like you could be yourself? And why don't you feel like you can be yourself in other classes?
You didn't feel like you had to be a cutout paper doll. It felt like everybody was different and they had shape and they were like their own people, not just these like little paper dolls.
Yeah.
Well, see, it's kind of the same thing. Like everything was so weird, you felt like you kind of fit in. There wasn't any real standard for sanity. The way you taught us, you let us experience. Instead of learning out of the textbook, you let us experience. Like the simple machines, we got to pull ourselves apart with the pulley.
They're teaching us all this stuff. It's kind of fun, but we're not learning to apply it. We're not learning to use it in anything. But in 4th grade, we would learn this stuff, and then we would put it into the desks or the chairs or the wheat or the wool or something like that.
When you're doing things in school and you're learning all these things, but you're wondering where you're ever going to use these things, like in math, where are you going to use algebra, and you put it to work and showed us how you could actually use it.
You kind of mushed everything together, and it all became like one. You could like tell a story, and it would be like science, math like put together.
In any lesson that we learned, there were probably at least 2 different hidden meanings to them.
Yeah.
Ooh. And each one of the lessons was fun, but we also learned what the meaning was.
When you ask a question in 4th grade, it's like Toby said, there was always a hidden meaning to it. And now that I'm a little older, I realize what the hidden meanings meant, and I can help the other students in, say, my math class if they don't understand a problem and I do. I can explain it to them more easily and more clearly than I ever could have if I hadn't had your questions asked.
Can you give an example of that?
Well,
he would ask a question about wheat and about life all in the same sentence. And I didn't exactly grasp it then, but now I do. And if somebody in math doesn't understand, like, what's the square root of 3, then I can apply it to something else that they do understand, because his questions were asked to me.